Hey guys, I had a few requests this week to kind of go over what what I'm doing in my contest prep right now, how things are going. I haven't said a whole lot about it just because I've just been so busy. I did make the food prep video the other day, so that stirred up some interest, I think, as I touched on it, my diet a little bit. Um, so right now I'll just go over the basics. I won't bore you with all the details and make this video too long, but I am using a ketogenic approach like I talked about in the video. Macro-wise, I'm at 200 grams of protein all days, trying to keep it around. It's just probably just a tad over 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. Probably don't have quite 200 pounds of actual lean body mass. And then my carbs are at 50 grams, and that's 50 grams total. So if you want to count net carbs, I know some people do for keto, I don't. It's going to be about 20 to 25, because I'm getting 25 to 30 grams of fiber in there. Obviously the insoluble fiber is going to pass, really no impact. The soluble fiber will end up as some short chain fatty acids, but impact is still minimal. So that's why I count everything. Fats, 120 grams on non-training days, 145 grams on training days. Now, I have varied that a couple days depending on hunger. There are a couple days where I've eaten just a little bit more, and I'm talking like 200 calories more at most, and I'll do a little extra cardio. I'll offset it with cardio. But right now, that's it nutrition-wise, and you can go back and check out the food prep video. I talk a little bit more about all my food choices and what I'm doing and the variety and whatnot. So I'm also, nutritionally, I'm refeeding once a week. Right now, once a week's working fine. I'll change the frequency if I need to. I doubt I'll do more than once a week, just because I don't want to get kicked out of ketosis and have to, take a day to get back in ketosis, and I'd like to stay in it longer. So once a week's working good. So normally on Saturdays, it's just what works out well. I'll do normally 2 refeed meals right now. Normally train about midday, get some work stuff done in the morning, train midday, refeed after, and have another refeed meal at night. So right now I'm actually going by hunger on those. I have a pretty good feel of what I need to eat on those days, what I can eat, how much I need to eat, all just by feel. And it's working out pretty much perfectly at this point as far as getting the right amount of food in. So nutritionally, that's where I'm at. Like I said, go back and check out the keto video or keto food prep video if you like. Right now, as you can tell, I'm doing cardio. Maybe you can tell. But cardio-wise, I'm at steady state 7 days a week at the moment. Every day except refeed day. Refeed day, I do 200 calories in the morning. It's a small session, just to get a little more depleted, make sure nutrient partitioning is going to be good, and then I refeed, or I train and I refeed. I don't do any more cardio that day. I might do a little bit of posing in between refeed meals, depending on how I'm feeling and to see how everything's looking. So that's it for the refeeds. All the other days, 300 calories is steady state, and I measure it in calories with the calorie tracker just because it's easy for me to switch machines. Right now I'm at home. I don't typically do cardio at home. Today I normally open my gym, so I'm doing cardio on the treadmill there, and sometimes I'll use the bike. Normally the bike takes longer. So that's kind of where I'm at there. I'll do 300 calories. Like I said, I track it on a tracker. Whether it's 100% accurate, it could be a little off, but the consistency is the thing. It's just like using the machine, using the calorie tracker on the machine. It's probably going to be a little bit off, but if you use it every time, at least you have a trend. So that's how I'm doing the cardio. I also do 2 Wingate sprint sessions twice a week. And those are 5 intervals each. Yesterday I actually did a battle rope session. I added 2 intervals to that. It's a little bit less demanding. Still really tough, but a little bit less demanding. So I added 2 intervals to that, just because my legs were so beat up yesterday from a really hard leg training session plus all the cardio. So, I mean, not a deathly amount of cardio, but it's it's a pretty decent amount right now for being about 8.5 weeks out, give or take. So with the cardio sessions, about 4 days a week, normally on my training days, I have some fat loss supplements before. I don't do it every day just because I don't want stimulants every day at this point. I'll get to that point. I'll definitely do it every day at some point, just not yet. Sometimes I use Project AD Shreddable as a caffeine source and has some other fat loss ingredients in it, plus Yohimbine HCl. And then I'm adding my own Yohimbine HCl to it, though if I use the Shreddable, I add less. In total, I'm getting about 15 to 17.5 milligrams total of that. And I'll add 200 milligrams of theanine to it to smooth out the effects. But normally, if I don't use the Shreddable, caffeine-wise, I'm getting about 150 milligrams. It's nothing crazy, just because I just want it to work synergistically with the Yohimbine. I don't need to be cracked out and burn my adrenals out. I still have a lot of work to do, or time-wise anyhow. So I won't bore you with the rest of the supplements. We talk a lot about health supplements and stuff in the last podcast, so check that out. Most of the stuff I mentioned in there I'm using. But that's fat loss wise, that's where I'm at. Also, let's see, training wise, 4 days a week. Right now I'm going to bump it up to 5. 4 days allows me to train pretty hard and keep my CNS relatively in decent shape. I'm not hitting PRs right now, but I'm holding my strength pretty well, considering my calories are less than half what I'm normally doing in off season. So, still squatting, deadlifting, heavy pressing, all that stuff that you should be doing in prep anyhow, or all the time. So strength is holding good there, as good as I could ask for. When I bump it up to 5, the 5th day will probably be submaximal stuff. I'm not going to hit anything to failure. Good for caloric expenditure, EPOC work, good metabolic effect, so on and so forth. In terms of condition right now, I'm sitting about where I want to be. I go back and look at my other photos and stuff from previous preps and see where I was at certain points, and I'm right there. So that's good. Probably post up some new photos in a couple weeks. I haven't posted any for a few weeks. I like doing that. Holds myself accountable. I have tons of clients every day in prep, so that holds me plenty accountable anyhow. But everything's going pretty well. I know that definitely feeling the prep. It's bearable. I'm feeling it. I think yesterday I put lettuce in the freezer, so I was like, I'm getting pretty lean, doing stupid shit like that, forgetting a lot of stuff, all that fun stuff. Kind of walking around and all of a sudden not knowing where I'm at or why I'm there. So those are all good signs, but it's gonna get nasty, I'm sure. Always does. Nothing wrong with that. Wouldn't be prep without it. Wouldn't be getting in that good a shape without it either. So that's pretty much it, guys, as far as what I'm doing nutritionally, training wise. I've touched on the fat loss supplements a little bit. Nothing too crazy right now. It'll get ramped up more as we go. If you guys have any questions specifically about anything, just feel free to drop it in the comment box, and maybe try to do a couple more of these videos as when I get to do at home cardio sessions. Keep you guys updated. Thanks for following.